So here we are today. We're at City Hall. We're meeting with Megan Duvall. She is the amazing leader of our Spokane Historic Preservation Group. And they kind of run the show on helping make sure we maintain these historic buildings.
What I think is super interesting about this building is how many of our most prominent architects worked on it at one time or another. To basically turn the building back into residential units is just a way to show that historic preservation, historic buildings are so important to our economy and to help solve the housing crisis. And then after it burned down, they never did have apartments that they get.
Never did.
So it's cool that it's kind of, talk about full circle.
Oh,
here we are again.
Peyton obviously takes up a bulk of my time, but as we're moving through, there's a bunch of these smaller projects to get dialed in. Welcome to the Lola Lofts, just below where we live. Now, I walked you through Peyton. That is a maze of chaos. Lola Lofts is a much more manageable take. How do we convert these vacant commercial spaces to livable, usable, and fully functional spaces downtown? So I'm gonna take you on a little tour. This one's great because it is a little tour. These spaces up front are designed to take on a commercial user. This becomes your living room space. Kitchen across there, and then you get these massive floor to ceiling windows. And then you come up these stairs that give you this elevated, quieter picture. You have desk, office, living here, and then you have bed kind of set up back here. I think the future of these buildings is gonna be multi-purpose in a way that's effective. What's fun is we're doing this next meeting here at Brick West. This is like the OG of my historic rehabs. We took this amazing 100-plus-year-old building that used to make wooden wheels, and now we turned it into the most amazing brewery in Washington, I would say. So I'm meeting with Andrew Spellman, who's my go-to on all things construction, who just got our phase 2 budget. So remember, phase 1 was let's get this demoed. Now phase 2 is let's put it all back together again.
Okay, so we've got phase 1 under contract, $700K. Phase 2 numbers came in. It's not small. We're 30% over, which equates to roughly $5 million over budget. We got our phase 2, which is effectively the full building's cost back from our contract, our current contract, and it is excessively over budget.
Luckily, not our first rodeo. We can dive into this. The amenity spaces, we can scale them back, but they all have to still functionally be there.
There's custom CLT benches throughout.
Yeah, I think the cabinetry one was one I saw that you could cut way back.
You look at the numbers, you look at the detail of the budget, and you pick and choose, you figure out where you feel like you can get some numbers back. I've done it in the past, and it's not fun, but it's totally workable, totally feasible. We'll get it done.